Lucas Michael Davis, a 16-year-old junior, lost his life this year. His friends and mentors explain the great impact Lucas made on the community.
One word to describe Lucas, determined. You know, even if Coach E got on him, he wouldn't take it personally. He would just strive to get better and improve himself.
Lucas was always dependable. He'd always work hard, and he was always there for all of us on the offensive line.
Lucas was always passionate. He was always loving what he did, everything he did. He loved football more than anything. I would say Lucas was positive. He never complained about anything, even if he was struggling during a game or something. He was just always positive around us.
So if I had to choose one word to describe Lucas, I think I'd probably say genuine. Genuine in his love for his family, for his friends, for his teammates, for his brothers, for the sport that he played. I think everything that most people loved about Lucas and his personality comes from being true and being genuine and really the affection that he showed towards people being how he truly felt, and the love he showed for the game is what he truly felt. So I would say if I had to do it in one word, it would be genuine.
Freshman year, he seemed like, I don't know, I guess like a big tough guy, and as all of us got to know him, he became really sweet and open with us, like she said. So, yeah.
He was a ladies' man. Liked the girls a lot, but he did like the boys too. I thought he was very cool in the locker room and stuff, and I'd always remember asking him if he's almost done putting on his knee braces and pads, because I didn't want to be the last one out there, and just to see where he was. He was really funny. He was very relaxed during most of the day. He was just you always talk to him whenever, and he'd always be there to talk. He's just always cracking jokes left and right. Whenever you need it, it's kind of like he knew when you needed a joke. When he got out of the field, he was just more focused. He got his work done, made us laugh. It was a great time.
He was a little goofy. I always made fun to be around him. He was doing his own thing, and he was always just a good time to be around.
He was the lovable giant. Everybody knew him. Being over 6'3", you kind of stand out a little bit in the hallways. But shortly after everything happened, I had several teachers come up to me and even say, I didn't really know who he was, but I knew who he was because he said something to me every single day.
I really appreciated everything he did for me, and I loved that even though everyone else was he plays football, he's so cool. The Lucas I saw was so genuine, and he just cared so much about all of us.
Yeah, he made all of us feel super safe and comfortable around him and around his friends, I guess. And I don't know, we all just loved him so much.
He was the best teammate you could ask for. He's always someone you could talk to, no matter what time of the day it was. He'd always be there for you, always help you up, lift your spirits. He was just he was dependable. He was always there. He wouldn't want anybody else.
He was always just the life of the party, and he was always making everyone else laugh, and all of his friends loved being around him. He just radiated good energy, and he was so much fun to be around all the time.
Yeah, at Frontier this summer, we had this thing called Western Night, and he's not much of a dancer, I would say, but he, all of us would just grab his hands and make him dance with us. And so I think that he was more himself around us, and felt open enough to be himself around us and at Young Life, I guess.
But for a guy that is so loving and caring, you don't ever think that anything can ever happen to him. Not just a high schooler. I think we all feel that way, that sometimes we're a little invincible and things can't happen to us. And then when it does, it hits home, and it hits home hard.
The football team did many things to give honor to Lucas, such as riding his number on cleats and sending 74 balloons into the sky.
I think it was very respectful and just showed how much we truly cared. Carrying his jersey out with us, everybody voted on that. Everybody wanted to do it. Nobody was against any of it. It's just show respect towards him and how great of a person he was and how much he truly meant to the team and the people around him.
When we got to come back to Brentwood for the first game, we had a really cool ceremony with the releasing of the balloons and walking out. And from that point forward, we always walked out with his jersey when the lineman came out. We always had his jersey. We hung it up. It was always with us, which was something that for the next few games was really special. Our guys, Hunter Harrison specifically, was the one that usually carried it out. I know he really took honor and pride in doing that. And being able to kind of carry his friend with him and the memory and have him with us still side by side.
I know like the football team like all cares for each other and stuff, but it was really cool to see like, I guess, like to see like how much everyone cared for him and like how much everyone would miss him because, I don't know. And also like me and like most of the girls in my grade would make an extra sign for him for the rest of the season. So I know every week I would make my 4 signs and I would make a 5th one for him and put it in his locker with the flowers. And it just really meant a lot to like see like those flowers there and like to see all those signs there and that like y'all kept it up there. That just meant a lot to all of us, I guess.
The visitation and funeral for Lucas gave his friends and peers a chance to pay their respects. As a result, the turnout to both were far greater than anyone expected.
I remember during the funeral and the visitation, hugging his parents and just remember how strong they looked and how strong their faith was in God and that they'll see him again someday. I just remember looking over at them during the funeral and they were just smiling, listening to the people talking, and I just thought it was probably the most strong thing I've ever seen.
It was very impactful, just seeing how many people cared about Lucas and how many people loved Lucas. It was unbelievable. The line to just see him was out the door. Like, it was insane how many people he truly touched and cared about. It was probably one of the most impactful things in my life.
Yeah, I think it was a true testament to his character and the kind of man he was that I think it was 1,000 people showed up to his visitation, 4-hour-long visitation, lined up out the door, winding through the parking lot, and the funeral was packed. I think just because everyone knew he was a great man and they truly cared about him.
I remember seeing Lucas at the visitation was what finally made it real to me. And then the funeral, I was finally able to start thinking of the good things more and really being able to like look at his life as a good thing and how he spent it and he made every day count.
It's always tough seeing someone that you love and you care about laying there, and the memories that come back from that, and having to say your final goodbyes. That was tough. It was extremely difficult to do. So at the same time, trying to be there for a lot of our players and our students who it may have been their first funeral they've ever been to. And that was one of our big concerns, is knowing that at 16, 17 years old, a lot of people haven't experienced death. And when your first death experience is someone that's so close to you and that's your age and that you love and you care about, that can be really difficult.
I was like amazed at how many people were there. Like, I always knew that like Lucas was really loved, but like this has like made me realize like what a big impact he had on like so many people, and like just like the support that like everyone was giving each other, like whether they knew each other or not, was like amazing to watch. And like the hundreds and hundreds of people that showed up just to like support his family, like it just like it just made me like feel like comforted almost. Like it was like a sense of community that I've just never felt before.
Homecoming, the last time I saw Lucas, it was that night at the homecoming dance. We were dancing together, just hanging out, having fun. And before I left, last words we said to each other were that we loved each other. Didn't know that those were going to be my last words to him, and it's probably the most life-changing moment in my life. Just telling him that and making sure he knew how much I loved him.
Lucas was loved by everyone he came in contact with. We love and will miss him forever. Fly high, number 74.